Hey guys, it's Janis. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about my morning routine as a law student in London right now, and I'll just talk you through what I do every morning before my classes. So it really depends on what I've been doing the night before, but if I can get home and sleep relatively early, then I'll normally wake up at 7. And after I wake up, I'll just put on some music, either some new music that I'm listening to recently, or I also like putting on hymns that are like quiet and very peaceful as I start my morning. And after I put on my music, I'll just go make my bed. So this is something I never really do, but because I have my own room in London, I feel more obligated to take care of my room more, and so I'll actually make an effort to make everything nice and clean. And aside from that, the other thing I do every morning is brush my teeth. But after that, my mornings sometimes deviate because some days I'll decide to go exercise and some days I won't exercise in the morning. So on the days that I do decide to go out and exercise, I normally leave before breakfast, so around 7:20. And recently I've been loving running as the thing I do in the mornings because London is just so beautiful this time of year, and there's a park near my house which is great. So I normally run at Kensington Gardens, which is next to Kensington Palace, which is where I think Harry and Meghan used to live. I don't think they live there anymore, but the gardens around their palace is still very beautiful. There's lots of kids and animals around, and it's just a very nice place to go for a run. So that's where I normally go, and then after that I'll go back home. So of course, after I got home, I'd take a shower and have breakfast, but after that, I'll normally have around 30 minutes of quiet time or devotion time, and this is where I'll just read the Bible and journal and do some quiet stuff by myself that will really help me set the tone for the rest of the day. So by reading the Bible in the morning, I tend to see it as a kind of studying, and so normally I'd read one chapter and then I'll think about it a bit, and then in my journal I'll write down what I learned from it or just things that popped up to me, like the metaphors or anything behind it. So it's just kind of a little bit of study time for studying the Bible. And also in my journal, I would put down just my thoughts and just use it as a normal journal as well. So if anything happened the day before or if there's anything I want to mark down, I'll also put it down. And I think my favorite part about journaling in the morning is just that I can set the intentions for the rest of the day. So I can write about what I'm worried about, and then from the second that I journal it down, I'll leave that out of my mind and stop worrying. And so it's just a very great way for me to start my morning because it really helps me stop worrying about anything else for the rest of the day. And of course, I'll do prayer and all of that stuff, and that will basically finish my little quiet time in the morning. So, onto the more law school related part of my morning. I normally start work at around 9:15 or whenever I'm done with the Bible study. And the first thing to do, of course, is to plan out my day. So this includes looking up when my lectures are and maybe what kind of pre-reading I should do for my lectures. And I'll also look at any appointments I'll have to do so I can just plan my whole day around that and schedule in some study time for when I'm not meeting up with other people. And so on the days that I do have lectures, I will look up what pre-reading needs to be done. And the thing is, I don't really think pre-reading is that important or that helpful for me. I normally like reading after my lectures. And so this is just to check up what I need to prepare for the lecture, but I don't necessarily do the reading in the morning of the lecture. I'll normally just make a note of it and read it after the lecture. And I'll also plan out any work I need to do for the tutorials that are coming up in the next week. And for tutorials, at least at UCL, they are much more important than the lectures, and you really do have to prepare for them. And so I'll just focus on what tutorials need to be prepped for, and I'll just write my to-do list based on that. So normally my to-do list will consist of the chapters I need to read and maybe some extra articles I need to look up or cases that I need to look up. Other than the lecture preparation and the tutorial preparation I talked about, a lot of the times the mornings are just a good time to summarize everything that I learned the previous day. And so if I did have a lecture on the previous day, I will spend the morning just reading through yesterday's lecture notes. And usually my lecture notes are not highlighted while I take them during the lecture, and I'll use the morning time of the next day to highlight them and make sure they're more concise and more presentable. And as soon as I figure out what I need to do for the day and kind of plan it all out, then I'll actually start working, and this will be around 9:30 or so. So my entire morning routine takes around like 2.5 hours, even though of course I won't exercise every single morning, so sometimes I won't do that and I'll start work a little bit earlier. But this is more or less what I do in the mornings. My classes at law school normally only start at 11 a.m. and so I'm very lucky in that I do get to spend the morning doing what I want and to be able to take things slowly. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my morning routine, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!